This presentation is going to show you how to say to know. There are two ways to say to know in Spanish. It can be a little bit confusing, but luckily for you, page 146 of your textbook has all the information that you need to know, and this information will make your life easy. The conjugation of to know: I know, you know, formally you know, he knows, she knows, we know, you all know in Spain, you all know. This is one of the two kinds of the ways you can say to know in Spanish. Conozco, conoces, conoce, conocemos, conocéis, conocen. This is the other way in which you can say to know in Spanish. Sé, sabes, sabe, sabemos, sabéis, saben. So if both of these slides are showing you how to conjugate to know, how do you know when to use these ones, and how do you know when to use these ones? This presentation will go over this, and I'm getting all this information from page 146. The first way to say to know is used to express being familiar or acquainted with people, places, and things. For example, they know the best restaurants. I know your brother. Notice that after the verb know, we have the direct object. What do we know? What do they know? What do I know? Who do I know? So they know the best restaurants. I know your brother. And that's one of the two ways to say to know. And you are using this because you're being familiar with people, places, and things. ¿Conocen los mejores restaurantes? Conozco a tu hermano. And the other way to use to know is used to express knowing facts, piece of information, or how to do something. For example, they know what restaurants have the best food. So in this sentence, we are not saying that we know the restaurants. We are not saying that we know the best food, okay? We are saying that they know what restaurants have the best food. Because you have that word what, this sentence is considered a sentence that is expressing a piece of information. It's not that they know the restaurants, they know something about the restaurant. They know what restaurants have the best food. The other example, I know where your brother lives. I'm not saying I know your brother or I know the house of your brother. I'm saying I know where your brother lives. So the key word is where. The key word is what. So that is indicating me that this is a piece of information, and this indicates that I have to use second verb, the second way to say to know. And how to do something. For example, we know how to type. ¿Saben cuáles restaurantes tienen la mejor comida? Sé dónde vive tu hermano. Sabemos cómo escribir en la computadora. ¿Conocen el parque? ¿Saben a qué hora abre el parque? No conozco la ingeniera. No sé dónde vive la ingeniera. So the first sentence is telling you that you or that they know a place. So when you're talking about knowing a place, you are using the first way to say to know. The second sentence is talking about the time. They know at what time the park opens. They're not saying that they know the park. We're not saying that they know the park. We are saying that they know at what time the park opens. So that is a piece of information. That's why we use the second way to say to know in Spanish. The third sentence is I don't know the engineer. I am not acquainted with her. So because we're talking about being familiar with somebody or being not acquainted with somebody or acquainted with somebody, we use the first way to say to know. And the last sentence, I don't know where the engineer lives. It's not that I don't know the engineer or I don't know the house of the engineer. I'm talking about I don't know where she lives. So this is a piece of information. And because it's a piece of information, I have to use the second way in Spanish to express to know.